All right, let's just get right into it. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to unpack an absolutely essential two-part playbook designed specifically for early career professionals and students. Think of this as your modern survival guide. We're going to do two very distinct things today. First up, we'll look at how to generate reliable side income in today's digital economy. And then second, we'll show you exactly how to protect that cash with some rock-solid financial defense. It's basically the ultimate make it and manage it masterclass, and we're drawing from top-tier sources on freelancing, tutoring, microtasking, and foundational financial literacy.
So let me ask you a question. Do you feel different when you pay for something with your own hard-earned money compared to when someone else buys it for you? I really want you to think about that for a second. Our sources bring this up right away because earning your own cash, it gives you this profound sense of independence and emotional power. It literally shifts your entire perspective. You suddenly value the things you buy way more, and you value the time it took to earn that money. And that exact feeling of independence is what we are chasing today.
Okay, so here is our game plan for building that independence. 1, we'll look at the modern side hustle. 2, we'll find some quick wins through microtasking. 3, we'll leverage skills like freelancing and tutoring. 4, we're going to tackle budgeting by paying yourself first. And finally, 5, mastering credit and debt.
Let's start with part 1, the modern side hustle.
And rolling right into part 2, quick wins with microtasking. Let's kick things off with the offensive side of our playbook, actually making the money. Look, having a digital side hustle provides a huge financial buffer these days. And if you have never earned a single dollar online before, microtasking is exactly where you want to start. There are tons of platforms out there right now. You've got sites like Clink Finance, which is super low complexity, instant signups, multi-currency payouts just for testing apps and playing games. Then there's Prolific. Now that one requires a bit more setup for identity checks, but it offers fair pay research studies with much better hourly rates. Or, there's Toloka, which is brilliant for quick, mobile-first tasks when you're just on the move. But here's the real takeaway. Don't just blindly pick the one that claims to pay the most. You have to pick the platform that fits your device, your free time, and how fast you actually need to cash out.
Now, you want to know the secret to actually making microtasking work? It's what our sources call a portfolio strategy. They are super clear about this. Do not, under any circumstances, treat these platforms like a single full-time job. If you do, you're going to get incredibly frustrated the second one site has a slow day. Instead, combine 2 or 3 of them. Maybe use Clink for quick tasks on your phone during your commute, Prolific for structured evening studies, and then keep Clickworker as a fallback. Match the platforms to your goals. Oh, and always track your effective hourly rate so you know what your time is actually worth. And please, always check those minimum withdrawal rules before you start so your cash doesn't get trapped on the site.
So it's a classic trade-off, right? Microtasking gives you instant sign-up and total mobile flexibility. But let's be real, the pay is low to moderate. It's a great buffer. But if you want to seriously scale your income, maybe replace a job or aggressively pay down some debt, you have to transition over to skill-based hustles. Now, yes, these require more setup, some networking, and an actual strategy, but the financial rewards, they are significantly higher.
Which brings us to part 3, skills, freelancing, and tutoring. This is where we step up to the higher-paying work, leveraging the abilities you already have. Whether you want to be a freelance writer or a part-time tutor, our sources map out a really clear foundation. Step 1, find your niche. What were you great at in school? Do you know SEO? Can you teach Latin? Step 2, decide your business structure. Setting up something like an LLC can actually give you serious credibility and liability protection. And set your cancellation policies early so your income stays consistent. Step 3, market yourself. Get on LinkedIn, build a simple website, and just start pitching. And honestly, here's the most encouraging part from our freelance writing source. You do not need a formal degree to do this. No way. You just need persistence, organization, and the guts to put yourself out there.
To put that potential into perspective for you, specialized tutors, like those teaching foreign languages or advanced math, can earn up to $40 per lesson. $40. That is a massive jump from clicking through online surveys for pennies, and it perfectly proves why taking the time to set up a proper side business is totally worth it.
All right, shifting gears to part 4, budgeting and paying yourself first.
Okay, we've been playing offense. Now it's time for defense. Because listen, it does not matter how much money you make freelancing if you don't know how to keep it. I really want to emphasize this golden rule, straight from our financial literacy source. Pay yourself first. If you live entirely in the here and now, well, the future is eventually going to show up, and you might find it a lot less fun than you'd hoped. So when you get paid from that side hustle, before you buy new clothes, before you go out for drinks, set a portion aside for savings. Make it a non-negotiable habit. If you pay yourself last, you'll almost always find there's absolutely nothing left.
And the most practical way to make sure you actually pay yourself first? Track your expenses. To fill up your savings bucket, you have to know where the leaks are. And it's so easy today. Just use the Notepad app on your phone. For a month or two, just write down everything. The $12 movie ticket, the $80 bus pass, those daily coffees. You are going to be shocked at where your money is actually going. But remember, a budget isn't a straitjacket. It's a tool that actually gives you greater financial freedom. Finally, Part 5. Mastering Credit and Debt. Welcome to the boss level of personal finance. Because eventually, you are probably going to need to use someone else's money, so we need to lock down the foundational terminology. When you take out a loan, you're dealing with two main things. First, the principal. That's the actual amount you borrowed. And second, the interest, which is basically the fee you're paying for the privilege of using their money. You have to pay back both. That's why if you make a higher down payment on something like a car, you finance less principal, which means you pay way less total interest in the long run. To keep you out of the weeds, our sources gave us a critical checklist for borrowing. First, know your total cost. That's principal plus interest. Second, pay off your credit cards in full every single month. Do not carry a balance. If you literally have no choice but to carry a high balance, remember that a traditional loan usually has a much lower interest rate than a credit card. Third, comparison shop for interest rates. Look around at different lenders. And finally, avoid borrowing right up to your credit limit. Only borrow what you actually need, not the maximum amount a bank gleefully offers you. Because if you ignore those rules, you're facing a pretty harsh reality of past due notices and a whole lot of mounting stress. Debt is a double-edged sword. It can help you reach your goals, but it can also severely hurt you. If you get in over your head, you start missing payments, and that absolutely tanks your credit rating. And a bad credit rating just makes everything in your future more expensive. So if you ever find yourself struggling, the absolute best thing you can do is call your creditors immediately. Before your account gets sent to collections, you've got to be proactive.
Ultimately, true financial control comes down to questioning the here and now. You have to fight the impulse buy. When you're scrolling at 2 a.m. and see a targeted ad for some gadget you definitely don't need, just pause. Ask yourself, why am I buying this? What's the opportunity cost? What am I trading off in my future just so I can have this right now? Honestly, just building this single habit can save your budget and keep you entirely out of bad debt.
So, I'm going to leave you with this one provocative thought to wrap up today's explainer. If your future self looked back at the financial portfolio you started building today, both the new income streams you started and the defensive habits you built to protect them, would they thank you? You have all the tools now. You can start microtasking, launch a skill-based side hustle, budget smartly, and truly master your credit. The playbook is literally in your hands. Now it's time to start building.